Hello, everybody. Mike Allen. It's a Wednesday night, and we are back live in the Central Texas Man Cave. Joining me live in the studio, Alex, the player to be named later. And on the Ring Central Celebrity Hotline, joining us very soon, Libertarian candidate for U.S. Senate, Miss Rebecca Paddock, as we talk about feelings getting hurt in the 20th century, 21st century, how mere words can hurt you, safe zones in colleges. In Yale, the police can be called. The police can be called if somebody gets their feelings hurt. Plus, Crazy Joe Pardini checking in the second hour, along with Chuck Lakaida, as we go over this week's sports. And then later on in the evening, after we've got good and lubed up, it's Whiskey Wednesday. And we'll close this bugger out. Stick around. We're going to have a lot of fun. Your phone calls, 866-225-5401, 512-539-0357, or tweet me at MikeAllen_OTA or at ArmedRadio1, hashtag them bad boys Armed Radio. Stick around. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Armed Radio Global Network, and you are on the air. Mike on.
Are you a gamer? A girl gamer at that? If you're looking for the best hangout point to discuss games, then the right place for you is joystickgirls.com. Meet new gamers, discuss topics, and share hints and tips. Now looking for new members. So sign up today at the new site that keeps getting better and better, joystickgirls.com.
This is Nima. You're listening to Armed Radio, home of the big guns, baby.
Is your wife wicked hot? Or is she just cold? Do you just want to take a hot shower? Call Savino Mechanical for all your heating, hot water, and cooling needs. Savino Mechanical has been servicing Greater Boston and Southern New Hampshire for over a quarter century. Quality 24-hour service, reasonable rates, satisfaction guaranteed, licensed and insured. And remember, at Savino Mechanical, we are not comfortable until you are. Call Savino Mechanical today at 1-855-624-4280. That's 1-855-624-4280. Savino Mechanical.
Brain feeling a bit fuzzy? Might be that show Straight Talk with Matt Hazley. It's on every Monday and Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern. It gets to you. Live audio on TuneIn Radio and Spreaker.com. Plus live video on Ustream.tv. From the demented minds at ArmedRadioGlobal.com.
Crown Military Miniatures celebrates this holiday season with an enormous selection of new and vintage collector quality toy soldiers. You have to see the photorealistic detail in the World War II armor or the sheer volume of the figures from the American Civil War to the Zulu Wars to the Jacobite Rebellion. If soldiers were there, Crown Military Miniatures has it covered in little men cast in pewter. Veterans, active duty personnel, and military enthusiasts, you have to check out Crown Military Miniatures. Visit them online at crowntoysoldiers.com or visit their store at 88 North Broadway in tax-free Salem, New Hampshire.
Hi, now I know you hear Joe Rocks on their weekly restaurant reviews on Night Talk, 10 p.m. Eastern. And boy, these two like to eat. Right, boys? Well, here's something to review right from your house. Eat24. That's right, Eat24.com, with over 25,000 restaurants for you to choose from when you're hungry, many in your area. So review that, boys. Eat24.com. Click, order, and eat. Eat24.com.
Welcome back to the show. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Eat24.com. Eat24.com. Put the app on your phone. Download it through iTunes or Google Play. Put that phone in your app. Wherever you're at, put the zip code in your phone. They will find a restaurant near you that will deliver food to you. It's like having a food truck in your pants. Also, hotsaucevault.com. Gentlemen, if you have not, I say gentlemen because, guys like hot sauce. If you haven't been to that website yet, you are missing out. It is the absolute plethora of all things that are spicy. Go there. Check it out. Proud sponsors of Armed Radio Global. Joining us now live on the Ring Central Celebrity Hotline, my good friend and Libertarian candidate for U.S. Senate, ran against John Cornyn, Miss Rebecca Paddock, and in the Armed Radio Global Central Texas Man Cave, the player to be named later, Alex. How you doing, Rebecca?
I am great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and there's one thing I want to address. Right, I don't know if you haven't looked into it or you haven't looked. There were some things going around on social media about your competition being in the Ku Klux Klan via the anonymous list that they were releasing. Now they released a list, and I went and looked at something. It was pretty. It was hard to read. I mean, not hard to read like it was upsetting. It was hard to read because it was just a bunch of crap, really. And the people that they were pointing out that were part of the Ku Klux Klan were lower level officers. People that shouldn't probably be in the Ku Klux Klan. But if somebody is going to throw something up on the internet claiming that some of our senators, all Republican, by the way. Nice. Are part of the Ku Klux Klan, wouldn't they be on the initial list that was released? And if they weren't on their initial list, because I didn't find them. Of course, it's hard to cipher through all that, but I didn't find them. Have you heard it? What have you heard about that? What can you comment about that?
So I have not really looked into it. So I don't know. I don't know if he's on the list. I don't know if the list has been doctored. I don't know if he's actually a Ku Klux. I don't know anything.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to ask that because I know that you ran against him. I don't think in this day and age somebody of that. I don't know. It's hard to believe anything that comes across the internet anymore. And Alex and I were talking about this earlier about this whole presidential election. I called it 8 months ago. They're pushing Clinton-Bush. Trump's screwing that up.
They're trying, but it doesn't seem to be working, does it?
Clinton, it's working, but I don't know. I think voters might knock her out just because Bernie Sanders has got but they're not paying attention to Bernie Sanders at all. They're kind of hoping he goes away, and now there's rumor that he's actually gotten paid to back off. And Trump kind of threw a monkey wrench in everything, which I think is I don't know if that's part of the plan to weaken the Republican field to push Clinton into the presidency, or if he just doesn't care.
Well, it's a little bit confusing, isn't it? Considering he's supposedly very good friends with Clinton.
And there's that too.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like my crystal ball is not that big.
Well, it's kind of like, and I made the mention of this earlier, it's kind of like being a football coach, sitting back, looking at a football play unfold. I mean, you don't know if it's going to work or not, but you can see all the pieces in place.
Well, and you don't even know if they're going to execute it properly.
Exactly.
Just because you called the play doesn't mean that's what they'll actually do.
Exactly. Someone might trip or drop the ball.
So, or they may, you may have called one play and they understood a different play. Yeah. Or you called a play and they thought that play was play A, but it's actually play B.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, there's all kinds of things that happen. And, I guess people can speculate on what's happening, behind the curtains. But you don't know whether there's one Wizard of Oz back there or 10.
Well, and of course, if you question it, then they label you the conspiracy theorist, when to me it just looks obvious. It really does. It just kind of looks obvious to me.
There's a big difference between conspiracy and strategy. Right? And every corporation, every business has a strategy. If they don't have a strategy, they're not going anywhere. And so
or
I
strategy.
would hope
You can see you can see the kind of the strategy that's playing out, and then when you call people out on it, it's like put your full hat on. It, I actually had an online debate between a follower of Steve Marmol, who I've been trying to get on this show forever. But he hasn't banned me from his page, which is something, because I've been banned from about every page out there because I ask questions. I'm never rude. I never call any names. I just ask questions, and when they can't answer the questions, they ban me. But I got in this debate. It's like, well, you're just a anti-feminist. You just don't want to see a woman president. It's not that I don't want to see a woman president. I just don't want to see Clinton as a president.
Okay, so explain to me
I would take a Rebecca
how
Pratt.
being born with a set of ovaries
I know. That's what I'm saying.
is relevant, right? So that's an ad hominem attack.
I mean, I would settle for a Rebecca Paddock presidency, maybe.
Oh, yeah. So I'll tell you this. Somebody says something like that, and my response is, that's an ad hominem attack. Apparently you don't have anything else. I win.
Yeah, pretty much. So
I mean, at that point, you just declare yourself the winner, because, I mean, if all they've got to say is, oh, well, you must be racist, sexist, or they don't like your beard, or they don't like your hair. I mean, I get that too. It's like, why should I listen to somebody actually said, why should I listen to somebody with 80s hair? And I was like,
80s hair rocks.
80s, I was like, I take that as a compliment, right?
Yeah.
It's like, because
80s hair rocks.
80s hair rocks, right? But it's like, I looked at it and I went, this is not how I wore my hair in the 80s. So I just kind of looked at it and I went, oh, wow, that's the most they can do? And that's what I wrote. I went, oh, ad hominem attack. That's all you got? I guess you just, surrender and I win. You can't. You know what, Mike? There are too many important things to be dealt with that you cannot afford to waste your time dealing with people that's all they've got. You need to be talking to people that will actually explore things with you, because you have a platform. You've got a platform that reaches other people. You have influence on putting information forward, and you've got better things to do with your time than that. That's my opinion. Not that you asked for it.
Well, I usually argue to the point where, I get to that point. I push them to that point. Anytime they pull the race card or the what's the anti-feminist? What's a misogynist card? Yeah,
cis male, white privilege.
Yes, white privilege available to explain your bad life choices.
Well, okay.
Hey, I'm about as white as they get. I'm German, Norwegian. I'm a Viking. So I don't have any Indian in me. I don't have any minority in me at all. So I really should be a millionaire.
Well,
I should be.
That's not working for you.
Based on that, I should be rolling in money right now, walk in any bar and just get everything for free, get cars for free, get women for free, right?
Well, I guess
that's the stigma. That's the stereotype
of the white privilege.
White people don't know how to work hard.
Yeah. Well, you can't say that, Alex. You cannot say work hard. It's racist.
So tell that to the Irish.
It'll hurt your feelings.
Yeah, the IRS.
Did you hear that about did you hear the lady on CNN? One of their pontificators said that when you say hard work, she has a picture of slaves picking cotton, and that's hard work. And when you say hard work, you're taking away from honoring them and their hard work, or something like that. I guess I have to find it.
So my question is, why doesn't she have a picture of the Irish women at the Magdalene laundries who were enslaved and were only recently released?
Yeah, because that wouldn't fit their narrative.
Exactly.
So do you remember when Sinead O'Connor tore up the picture of the Pope on Saturday Night Live.
On Saturday Night Live, yeah.
That's why she did it, because she was one of those enslaved women.
Yep.
So
Sinead O'Connor was?
Yeah.
Huh, I did not know that.
Yes, that is when I believe that I saw an article with her in a interview, and she said that she was one of those women. At the very least, it was a matter of bringing eyes to it and asking for an apology. But I believe she said she was one of the women that was enslaved by the Catholic Church and the Irish government.
Wow. Well, that brings me
the
to
Irish
the
government has just recently taken responsibility for that. So.
Okay, I didn't mean to go down that wormhole, but what I was trying to do is segue into the stories that are hitting right now in the colleges of Yale and Missouri, where the Missouri president and dean of students are being forced out because they didn't react in a way that the African-American students thought was appropriate to their complaints about racism.
It wasn't just African-American students. It was like this whole pseudo-social justice warrior.
Yeah, that encompassed all of it, but it stemmed from actions that the African-American students felt were unjust or whatever. It never really gets to that part of the whole. But anyway, what it boils down to, and that of Yale, is that now at Yale, if you as a student feel like somebody said something that hurts your feelings, you can call campus police.
And what?
And there's some colleges in the United States that have safe zones, where if a student goes into the safe zone, that they will be free from hearing anything offensive that will hurt their feelings.
And how am I supposed to be able to read somebody else's mind and figure out what's going to hurt their feelings?
Why, it's subject. It's all subject. It's all subjective.
How are you supposed to do that?
Well, even if you didn't know if it was going to hurt their feelings, if you like called them a racial slur or called them something, that has to do with their gender, or if they're if they're handicapped, like they could still call the police on you, and it's kind of like bringing force down on being nice to people. So it's using violence pretty much, because it's a force.
It's using the police to fight your battles, basically.
It's using violence against non-violent acts.
Words.
Well, so okay, these are campus police, or these are actual real police?
Well, campus police are real police. Their jurisdiction is just the campus. They're actual licensed police officers that are licensed by whatever state they're in, and they have arrest powers and the arrest authority of regular police. Their jurisdiction, though, is the school.
Okay, so if they are actual police, they're not like security guards, which is what I wanted to, was my question. If they are actually police, then they do not enforce campus policy. They enforce state law.
Exactly.
And unless the state has something in the state constitution that says you are not allowed to insult somebody else, there's nothing the police are going to be able to do about it. I mean, that it just... Well, it would have to be in the state constitution.
Now, hold on. They can enforce what would be the equivalent of a city ordinance or a campus ordinance. Like, it's not state law in Texas. It's not against state law to ride your bicycle on a sidewalk. But it is against Austin City ordinance. And it's considered a Class C misdemeanor, and you can get a ticket, $150 ticket, if you ride your bicycle on the sidewalk. So, if the campus writes an ordinance that's only good on the campus, within the jurisdiction of the property of the campus, then the campus police may enforce that. Now, we got to take a break, and today is Veterans Day, and Rebecca, you can hang around for the next segment?
Sure.
These go too fast, I know. So mute up, and in the spirit of the day, I would like to lead you into, or coming out of this break. Now let's go into the break. This is the letter from General Dwight D. Eisenhower to our troops prior to assaulting the beaches of Normandy on D-Day.
Soldiers, sailors, and airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Force, you are about to embark upon the great crusade toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere march with you. In company with our brave allies and brothers in arms on other fronts, you will bring about the destruction of the German war machine, the elimination of Nazi tyranny over the oppressed peoples of Europe, and security for ourselves in a free world. Your task will not be an easy one. Your enemy is well-trained, well-equipped, and battle-hardened. He will fight savagely. But this is the year 1944. Much has happened since the Nazi triumphs of 1940-41. The United Nations have inflicted upon the Germans great defeats in open battle, man to man. Our air offensive has seriously reduced their strength in the air and their capacity to wage war on the ground. Our home fronts have given us an overwhelming superiority in weapons and munitions of war, and placed at our disposal great reserves of trained fighting men. The tide has turned. The free men of the world are marching together to victory. I have full confidence in your courage, devotion to duty, and skill in battle. We will accept nothing less than full victory. Good luck, and let us all beseech the blessing of Almighty God upon this great and noble undertaking.
Joe Rocks, it's Louis Avis, straight from Chi-Town. Call and talk about our website, www.hotsaucevault.com. We got everything you can think of out there, Joe. The hottest hot sauce is not for wimps, mild, medium sauces. We got barbecue sauces, snacks, some of our gift ideas and gag gifts, so you can go out and check us out at www.hotsaucevault.com. Hope to talk to you again on your radio show. Kick-ass show. Had a great time last week. Hope to hear from you soon. Take care, Joe. hotsaucevault.com.
Route 106 Motors is the home of fine pre-owned vehicles. Experience a no-pressure sale with a family-friendly atmosphere. Route 106 Motors has been practicing the same simple philosophy of low prices for over a decade, and it has brought us great success. Recently, while other dealers are closing their doors, Route 106 Motors is expanding. We are a wholesale dealer, and we own the property and pay cash for all the vehicles. This allows us to sell to the consumer for a lot less than the average dealership. We are a high-volume, small-profit dealer, and we pass the savings on to you. New changes have been made at Route 106 Motors. Stop by and check out our brand-new building. Route 106 Motors, located at 569 West Street. Check our website at route106motors.com and be sure to like us on Facebook to find out about all the latest deals and savings opportunities. route106motors.com.
Need a dose of raw reality radio? Listen in to Night Talk with Joe Rocks every Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on Armed Radio Global, with audio replays on Spreaker and live feed video on Ustream.tv. Or call in live to Night Talk with Joe Rocks at 1-866-225-5401. Thursdays, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Hey there, all you creepy people. This is Kevin Wayne from Portland, Oregon. You're listening to Armed Radio, home of the big guns.
Hey everybody, this is Jimmy.
And this is Paul.
We are hosting a new show called Pod Talk, politically offensive talk.
It's going to be about politics, religion, the presidential race, current events.
We're going to have some guests that come on, hopefully Donald Trump himself. Wishful thinking.
No, we're going to have Hillary on.
But that would be nice. I'd love to get a hold of Hillary.
I hate fucking that.
So come and join us on Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern, right after Night Talk with Joe Rocks.
Welcome back to the show. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by E24.com. It's like having a food truck in your pants. Download the app on iTunes and Google Play. It is free. Put your zip code in where you're at. They will find you and then find a restaurant near you that will deliver food to you. Eat24.com. Also, HotSauceVault.com, another great place to find all your hot sauce needs. I'm telling you, it's like the Walmart of hot sauce. They got gag gifts and everything else. Go to HotSauceVault.com. All right, joining me live on the Ring Central Celebrity Hotline, Miss Rebecca Paddock. She is the 2014 candidate for the Libertarian Party. She ran against John Cornyn here in the great state of Texas and in the Armed Radio Global Central Texas Man Cave. The player to be named later, Alex. We're talking about having your feelings hurt by mere words.
Yep.
Now, I don't know about you, but how weak somebody must be. Well, I'm having a little deja vu right now.
Hey, you say this often. So.
I do. I do. I don't understand. I mean, even we're on internet radio, so we can get away with a lot. I, of course, on this show don't test those boundaries because I want to be informative and entertaining, and I just don't think saying the F word every 2 seconds is informative or entertaining, although one slips out once in a while, especially when we get the whiskey flowing, as we are tonight. Rebecca, do you have your whiskey?
Do you have a whiskey?
Yeah, it's Whiskey Wednesday.
No, but that sounds really good. I especially like single malt.
We're hoisting a few for our veterans. I don't know if you heard us going out of the break, General Eisenhower. I've got more of those lined up, all in honor of our veterans who are serving around the world. Some of them are listening in right now, and we welcome you and thank you for your service out there. And come home, duck. But anyway, doesn't the First Amendment state that we have freedom of speech?
Freedom of speech means that you can say what you will about the government and not be tossed in jail for it. It does not mean that you can say whatever you choose and have there be no repercussions.
Exactly. So you can say whatever you want as long as you're willing to take the responsibility for what being said.
Yeah.
So the Constitution allows me the right to walk into a synagogue and say Heil Hitler. Now the consequences may be that I get my butt kicked, possibly dragged out into the street and punched repeatedly, but there isn't a law that says I can't go in there and do that.
Well, there's nothing, that whether or not there's a law depends on the state you're in. The Constitution, what freedom of speech means is that you can speak out against the government and not be thrown in jail for it. That's all it means. It doesn't mean, as Natalie Maines of the Dixie Chicks found out, it doesn't mean that you can say whatever you want about the president or George Bush, and people can't go and stop buying your records or take your CDs and bulldoze
well,
them.
let me rephrase that then. You have the freedom to say whatever you want, but the Constitution doesn't protect you from the consequences of what you said.
Correct. I think the Constitution is being
now, can someone...
for speaking out against the government.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Alex.
Can someone, if you were to say something racially insensitive to somebody and they kicked your ass for it, would you not be protected under the First Amendment, that they use force against?
That's a great question.
Here's
then you're living in fear. Assault is not okay.
Well, the Constitution
is not okay.
The Constitution protects you from being legally bound by what you say, but it's not going to protect you from getting your butt kicked by someone that you may or may not have offended.
Well,
so he'll break the law in assaulting you, and there's a consequence for that. But no piece of paper is going to keep that guy from whooping your ass.
Yeah, that's true.
If you say something, even though you have the constitutional right to say it, you still have to be in a position and or still have to be ready to take the consequences for what you've said. Now, the government cannot put you in jail for saying something against the government.
Correct.
But if you say something that pisses off an individual, that's something different. Again, there's no law that's so I guess what I'm saying is if you went into a situation where you're one-on-one, and let's say I say something racially inside, I use the N-word, the guy can't get me arrested for that.
No.
That's offended. No.
There is no federal or state law that I know of that says that use of a racial slur is illegal.
No, there's not. But what it seems that both political parties forget, and what I like to point out when I see it, is that if you're a liberal, you only believe in free speech only if it agrees with you. And that goes the same with the conservatives. They only believe in free speech as long as it lines up with their belief system.
I think that the liberals and most conservatives are more focused on trying to control other people than anything else. They want to control people in different ways, but both are set on controlling people.
Yeah, one wants to control people morally, and one wants to control people legislatively.
Well, both want to control legislatively, right?
Well, yeah, but one's motivation is morals, and the other motivation...
Advocates want to control guns.
Yeah.
And then you've got people on the conservative side that are trying to control people through legislating religion. I mean,
if those listening would like to join in the conversation, you can give us a call, 866-225-5401, 512-539-0357, or tweet at ArmedRadio1, that's the number 1, or at MikeAllen_OTA, but hashtag anything that you tweet with Armed Radio so I can bring it up on the tweet deck, and we'll read it live over the air. Now, where does this go hand in hand then with this whole new thing where people are getting offended and they want the government basically to go in and fight their battles?
So you're talking about
Halloween
right
costumes,
yeah,
or the best one, which I have gotten huge laughs about, and you actually. I don't know if you went and did it yet. Went into a Starbucks with the red cup, and it's just got everybody Santa. And put Hail Santa or Hail Satan or something. But Twitter and Facebook have been alive with this, and every year this comes up. Every year, I think it's the biggest bait and switch propagandist joke out there is the war on Christmas. I have never seen... The only war I want on Christmas is I think it should be federal law punishable by death if any Christmas items, decorations, or any Christmas-themed things that you can buy in any store are put up on the shelf prior to Thanksgiving.
Well...
That's just me, though.
But wouldn't that be legislating morality?
Yes, that's a joke. It was a joke. It seems like as soon as the 4th of July is over, Home Depot has Christmas trees up. What the hell is going on here?
Well, I mean...
it used to be that, it wasn't that long ago that people were shocked that it was showing up after Halloween.
I know. Well, when I was a kid... that was Thanksgiving weekend. Thursday was Thanksgiving. We went to somebody's house and we had dinner and we watched the Lions play. And then Friday, Dad and I and my sister, when we got older, would go up and put all the Christmas lights up. And then Saturday, we'd go get our Christmas tree. It was that was the tradition. That was it. But that was Thanksgiving weekend that we did that. And we got a live tree, so we most of the time we waited till like the second week of December. That way it'd be fresh. But we put up Christmas. We start putting the Christmas tree stuff up, and we take down the Thanksgiving stuff. And it just seems like now, right after 4th of July, boom, Christmas stuff.
4th of July?
Yeah.
What, like Big
Home
Lots?
Depot had Christmas trees up since June. Or August.
You know, we gotta. I don't know.
I don't know. It's just I'm not going to stop it. I don't want to legislate anything before anybody gets all fired up. I'm not advocating that the government step in and dictate to people that they don't put their Christmas stuff out. I'm just saying I don't agree with it. And
have a bunch of dudes in like riot gear and flamethrowers just setting everybody's shit on fire.
No.
It's still November.
We haven't even started bowl games yet. What are you doing? But the war on Christmas. I say Merry Christmas.
Say Happy Hanukkah. Say
or
Merry
whatever.
Or joyous
I say Merry
Kwanzaa.
Christmas. I just say Merry Christmas. And if somebody takes offense to that, then that's their problem. That's not my problem. I'm not going to walk around trying to guess what people want to say, and I'm certainly not going to not say Merry Christmas, what I've been saying my whole life, because somebody might be Jewish.
My particular opinion on that is I'm so happy that someone is offering me, good wishes. I don't care how you say it. I'm going to say thank you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It just doesn't matter. It's words. It's nothing.
Hanukkah, and my response is thank you.
It's nothing. I don't know. It's crazy talk. Absolute
war
crazy
on Christmas.
War on Christmas.
Or more specifically, there's no war on Christianity.
To me, Christianity, I'm a Christian, but it's a very personal relationship that I have. I'm not religious. I don't go to church because I just, anytime you get around, and I'm not bad-mouthing all churches because I haven't been to all of them. I'm just the churches I've been to. I have found that, after the initial, it's like any relationship, after the initial flush of they're happy to see you, then it all becomes about being accountable to men. And if you say skip a Sunday because you just want to sleep in, or maybe you worked real hard that Saturday and you want to just sleep in or go do something else, and then the next Sunday you show up and it's like, yeah, where were you at? We were praying for you. Well, why were you praying for me? I was in bed. I was comfortable.
Sleeping. I got drunk the night before.
I got in late. I just didn't feel like getting up. All right, well, we've got some more of stuff here to honor our veterans, and this is one of my favorite poems growing up, and I downloaded the song, now I can't find it. Let's see here. I know, it's up here.
That's what you get for getting 100
That's what I get.
Knob Creek.
I'm telling you. I've had like 3 sips. That's what we're drinking tonight. Knob Creek in honor of our veterans.
Yeah, well, you're used to drinking that vodka stuff. So.
Well, I got the vodka and the cranberry juice. You want to break that out?
No, I do not.
We could be like 16-year-old girls again, as you say. I think that's delicious, by the way.
I'm sure you do.
What? I do. Anyway, I'm going to read the rendering of Old Ironsides by Oliver Wendell Holmes. Oh, my God. This is... So you have the best intentions when you go into something like this. God dang it, where is it? I just saw it. See what happens. See what happens, Rebecca.
It's there.
Try to do something nice.
Pick up the bottle of whiskey. Maybe it's underneath.
No, I have it up. I'm trying to find the music I was going to play underneath it. You know what? I won't play any music underneath it. I'll just read it. This is from the War of 1812. If you don't know what Old Ironsides is, it's a USS Constitution. It was a single-masted ship made out of oak. And when it was fighting in the War of 1812, it fought in a very famous battle, and it got its nickname because the cannonballs from the much smaller and weaker English cannon were bouncing off its oaken sides. It didn't actually have iron sides, but one of the sailors exclaimed, "Look at the cannonballs! They're bouncing off her like they bounce off iron." And so it's got its nickname, Old Ironsides. And near the end of the war, when it was going on to decommission it, there was they didn't want to decommission it. Now it's in Boston, I think.
Yeah.
It's in Boston, and it's a national treasure, and it actually has a Navy crew with a captain that's assigned to it, and once in a while they take it out for a spin, and it's still a working Navy ship, and it's the USS Constitution. And just in honor of our veterans from the Navy, I thought I'd do the rendering of Old Ironsides by Oliver Wendell Holmes. And when we come out of the break, we'll have some more from Miss Rebecca Paddock, and the player to be named later, Alex. I tear her tattered ensign down, long has it waved on high, and many an eye has danced to see that banner in the sky. Beneath it rung the battle shout, and burst the cannon's roar. The meteor of the ocean air shall sweep the clouds no more. Her deck once red with heroes' blood, where knelt the vanquished foe. The winds were hurrying o'er the flood, and waves were white below. No more shall feel the victor's tread, or know the conquered knee. The harpies of the shore shall pluck the eagle from the sea. Oh, better that her shattered bulk should sink beneath the wave. Her thunders shook the mighty deep, and there should be her grave. Nail to the mast her holy flag, set every threadbare sail, and give her to the gods of storms, the lightning and the gale. Old Ironsides, Oliver Wendell Holmes. We'll be right back.
Now, back to some ass-kicking shiznat from Nullsoft Shoutcast.
Night Talk with Joe Rocks, 10 p.m. Eastern, Thursdays, is now on Ustream TV. Spreaker for replays and live. On Live 365, exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
Are you ready to take your webpage to the next level? Go to icegram.com and download for free all the tools you will need to enhance your webpage content for potential customers, clients, or fans. Capture leads, call your audience to action, skyrocket conversation and engagement with action bars, pop-ups, toast notifications, message boxes, overlays, and sidebars. Head on over to icegram.com for your free download. That's ICEGRAM.com. Bottom line, you'll love it.
Hey, Joe Rocks, it's Louis Avis, straight from Chi-Town. Call and talk about our website, www.hotsaucevault.com. We got everything you can think of out there, Joe. The hottest hot sauces, not for wimps, mild, medium sauces. We got barbecue sauces, snacks, some of our gift ideas and gag gifts, so you can go out and check us out at www.hotsaucevault.com. Hope to talk to you again on your radio show. Kick-ass show. Had a great time last week. Hope to hear from you soon. Take care, Joe. hotsaucevault.com.
Hi, now I know you hear Joe Rocks on their weekly restaurant reviews on Night Talk, 10 p.m. Eastern. And boy, these two like to eat. Right, boys? Well, here's something to review right from your house. Eat24. That's right, Eat24.com. With over 25,000 restaurants for you to choose from when you're hungry. Many in your area. So review that, boys. Eat24.com. Click, order, and eat. Eat24.com.
Tune in every Monday and Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time for Straight Talk with Matt Hazley. Live audio on TuneIn Radio and Spreaker.com. Plus live video on Ustream.tv. From the demented minds at ArmedRadioGlobal.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. Tonight's broadcast, again, brought to you by HotSauceVault.com. It is like the Walmart of hot sauce, man. You got to go here. If you've not been there, it is amazing. It's got gag gifts and every sort of hot sauce imaginable. It's amazing. Also, E24.com is like having a food truck in your vault. Food truck in your vault. Food truck in your pants. I'm sorry, I've got all sorts of tweets and Twitters coming in here. Big shout out to Kelsey Ann from Australia. Down under. And also Miss Erica in Colorado. Thanks for listening in. Later on tonight, we'll have Crazy Joe Pardini and Chuck Lakita joining us, talking about football, and maybe even Blanche Magnolia Beauregard might stop by. All right, back on the Ring Central Celebrity Hotline, Miss Rebecca Paddock. She was the United States senatorial candidate for the Libertarian Party for the United State of Texas. It should be its own country, if it were up to me. And joining me in the Armed Radio Global Central Texas Man Cave, the player to be named later, Alex.
Yep.
Turn your mic on.
Keep turning it off. It's like I'm a liability or something.
No. All right, what were we talking about before we got rudely interrupted by paying bills?
Oh, people getting offended by words.
Getting offended by words. So what, it seems to be a trend. It seems to be a trend.
I don't know if it's a trend or it's just something that people are talking about more. Or maybe it's just that people aren't as thick-skinned as they used to be. I'm not sure about that.
It's definitely that last one.
Not thick-skinned?
Or maybe it's just because we have social media, we can be able to bitch and complain about it more than they used to.
If anybody would like to weigh in, I know you guys are listening. Lines are open, 866-225-5401, 512-539-0357. Or tweet me at MikeAllen_OTA or at Armed Radio 1. That's the number 1. Make sure you hashtag everything Armed Radio.
So I think Alex has a really good point there. We have basically a new communication system here that we haven't had, didn't exist 50 years ago. And people, we got keyboard warriors that feel like because they've got that distance, they can do and say whatever they want. Maybe that's part of this being offended business.
I think it's a mixture of both. People are definitely able to say whatever they want to say, with their thumbs or fingertips without having to deal with someone punching them in the face. So it makes them a little bit more brash and, I guess, out there. They're able to say what they want to say with confidence, whether it be, morally right or just kind of just them being trolls or dicks or whatever. But I think it's definitely a mixture of both that and what you said there at the last point was people aren't as thick-skinned anymore. There's just like... There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, there's a little bit wrong with it. There's an entire wave, this like little movement that young men should be more sensitive, and I mean we should be able to become more in touch with our feelings. But at the same time, it's kind of like, well, you should shave, you should dress your hair nice, you should wear nice clothes, this and that. I mean, you shouldn't be a slop by any means, but it shouldn't be like so emphasized that you'd forget about
who you are.
Work. sweating.
Well, I think a lot of this has to do, too, with this whole movement of bullying. Now, I'm against bullies. I was bullied when I was a kid until I got bigger than the bullies. But my dad raised me the way I raised Alex here, and he overcame it and became better for it. You know, you just you walk away, and if they follow you, give them everything you got. And now they're actually
punishing kids that stand up for
themselves. That stand up for themselves.
Or stand up for others. You know, it's like there's a kid who was there's mixed stories, but from what I gathered is there's one kid who was picking on a semi-blind, you know, handicapped kid, and whether the blind kid had started the fight or not, or started, you know, talking shit or not, the kid who took the first swing, if you watch the video, this happened like a month ago, but if you watch the video, like the first 3 swings, the kid who's attacking is smiling, like he's enjoying it, and another kid walked up and knocked him out. And then on Twitter, there was like screen caps of his Twitter. He was playing victim. He's like, "Oh, I didn't even start the fight." You know, this and that. I was like, if someone's not fighting back, you should not be swinging on them.
No.
If they're on the ground, you should not be swinging on them. If they're cowering from you while you're swinging on them, you shouldn't be swinging. You are no longer a victim. You've won.
Yeah.
And then you become the assailant.
So this whole business of swinging at people shouldn't be happening at all. Nobody should be swinging at each other.
Well, and agreed. But, you know, back in my day, if 2 kids had a disagreement about something and it escalated to the point where mere words weren't going to get it resolved, you met out behind the auto shop. The auto shop teacher came out, lit a cigarette, and leaned up against the wall, and your friends made a circle. It wasn't this gang, you know, there was no gang mentality, and you squared up. And the auto shop teacher would step in if one or the other looked like they were the clear winner, and then you dusted yourself off, and that was it. You went back to class.
Shook hands.
Yeah, you shook hands and you went back to class. Oh, we have a friend in Colorado, Alex.
I'm going to say that's more of a male ritual.
Well, even if the girls got to that point, but girls never really. I never saw girls really fight each other. You know, it just wasn't. It was almost like they got the boyfriends to fight for. But even
in
then,
high school, there was more chicks. And when I went to high school, there was more chicks fighting.
But here's a big difference too. We didn't have a lot of fights because you know, if you stepped out of line and did something stupid or were disrespectful, you got spanked by the principal. Or the teacher snatched your butt up and pulled you out of the classroom.
We're going to touch on that.
So
we talked about that last week.
I know, but it's a lot different now, Alex, because now the teachers don't have that authority back then, and so we have now any old teacher can be over there, and I get what you're saying. But back in my high school days, I didn't have a bad teacher like you did. I didn't have one. I mean, they were all good teachers, and they tune your ass up if you got out of line. So I think the discipline at home and the discipline that is no longer able to be administered at school in a controlled and learning environment to create gentlemen and ladies so that when they get out into the real world, instead of being gentlemen and ladies, now we're trying to change the environment people live in and giving them safe zones. Have you heard about that? In University of California, Berkeley, they have safe zones. So if they feel like they're being stressed because of they're being offended, they can go in these little boxes or these little areas, and no one can say anything offensive because they're in a safe zone.
Is it like an AA group?
No, it's just like there's little areas that's a safe zone. So they can just walk into those areas.
Well, I mean, if they're walking away from somebody who's harassing them, then that's... I suppose that's a good thing that they have those zones. Maybe, I don't know what you're talking about. So,
well, it was just something I picked up on a news feed in University of California, Berkeley, which is like the hotbed of liberalism. Mm-hmm. You know, they got these safe zones. Yale calling for, you know, legislation. See, here's the problem when you legislate morality. Whose morality are you legislating? What morality do we choose? The Christian morality? The Buddhist morality? Muslim?
Yeah, I got a real. So how about we be adults and just not be dicks to each other? How about that? And if we're dicks to each other, if someone's being a dick to you, why don't you just be an adult and choose not to let it bother you?
Or be a dick back.
Or be a dick back.
Yeah.
As long as it's words, that's one thing. When it starts to get into fist swinging, rape.
Well, I mean, that's not.
Well, rape is something different.
It gets into that. I've got a completely different stance on it.
Well, rape is not in this equation. I mean, we're talking about a disagreement between two
like
people.
Camaraderie.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, rape is a victim. You have to have a victim and you have to have an aggressor. And the whole purpose of rape is to assert dominance over that person.
And what is California, Berkeley's? What are their rape stats?
Oh, I have no idea. It was just that story about the safe places for students to go, so they'll feel safe. They won't be offended.
Well, there's a big difference between feeling safe and being safe.
I understand that. I'm just telling you what the story said.
Yeah.
I would never go to a safe place. I mean, right now in basic training, they have the recruits can hold up red cards if they're stress cards, and that'll make the drill sergeants telling the drill sergeants, hey, back off, because I'm too stressed.
And so how does that work if they end up going to war? Do they stand up in the middle of a war zone
exactly.
flash a red car and enemy stuff?
Back when I went to basic training, if you showed any signs of breaking, oh, forget it. They were all over you. They drove you into the ground. I mean, it was bad. I mean, I thought it was great. I loved it because I was in really, really good shape. I'd just gotten out of wrestling. I was at my best weight, best shape. So when I went to basic, the physical part of basic training wasn't a big deal for me. If they had us out at 3 o'clock in the morning in the sand pit doing PT for punishment because somebody was sleeping on, it doesn't bother me. Yeah, it was irritating and I got mad because I wasn't in my bed. But the physical part of it never bothered me. And I kind of went in with the attitude that they're going to yell at me. So I just got to put up with it for 13 weeks. And after my 13 weeks, they kiss my ass. We just got a tweet in that says, if the whole world took Zoloft, we'd be a perfect world.
Yeah, until we stop taking it, we all kill ourselves.
Then when we go through withdrawals, World War III.
Why does that have to be Zoloft?
I think there is value to learning to control your behavior regardless of your emotions.
True.
And there's actually a book that was written by a neuroscientist who had a stroke. And I think it's followed by Stroke of Insight. And so this is basically a brain doctor that had a stroke, and she was able to watch the stroke happen inside her body instead of in other people's bodies. And she said that emotions, the first 30 seconds of emotions, are not under your control. It's biochemical, fight or flight type thing. Mm-hmm. After 30 seconds, it's a choice. So if you have some emotion for more than 30 seconds, you have chosen to have that emotion. That puts a completely different spin on this conversation, because then it's not a matter of I was offended, it's a matter of I chose to be offended.
Exactly.
So there are certainly things that I have seen people say to each other online, heard people say to each other, that I look at it and I go, you know what, that was just uncalled for. But do I want to legislate that?
No. Not at all. Well, Rebecca...
No, I mean, it's ridiculous, and I think the person's being a jerk, but I don't want to legislate, don't be a jerk.
Exactly. Well, all right, Rebecca, thank you so much for joining us. As always, you're always welcome on the show. Rebecca Paddock, will you be running again for U.S. Senate?
I have been asked to run again, and we'll see what happens.
See what happens. Okay.
It's certainly possible.
Well, we will keep our ear to the pulse of that. You know, obviously, if that happens, you have a supporter on the show, and you can come on anytime. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed being on. Thanks for having me.
You betcha. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, that's Rebecca Paddock on the Ring Central Celebrity Hotline. Going into this break, I have a poem. This is for all of our veterans of World War I. World War I, the United States was actually only in that war for about a little over a year. But in that year, we lost a lot of soldiers, and a whole generation was affected by it. I open this challenge to anybody listening that has any contacts with any producers or anything. We are in the middle of the 100 years anniversary of the Great War. It started in August of 1914. This would have been 1915. This would have been the year of the great battles of the Somme and Flanders. And this poem was written by a lieutenant colonel in the English Army, but it was became the poem for the entire World War I generation, and it's called "In Flanders Field." In Flanders fields the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place. And in the sky the larks, still bravely singing, fly scarce heard among the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up your quarrel with the foe. To you, from failing hands, we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders field.
This is Nima. You're listening to Armed Radio, home of the big guns, baby.
Is your wife wicked hot? Or is she just cold? Do you just want to take a hot shower? Call Savino Mechanical for all your heating, hot water, and cooling needs. Savino Mechanical has been servicing Greater Boston and Southern New Hampshire for over a quarter century. Quality 24-hour service, reasonable rates, satisfaction guaranteed, licensed and insured. And remember, at Savino Mechanical, we are not comfortable until you are. Call Savino Mechanical today at 1-855-624-4280. That's 1-855-624-4280. Savino Mechanical.
Brain feeling a bit fuzzy? Might be that show Straight Talk with Matt Hazley. It's on every Monday and Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern. It gets to you. Live audio on TuneIn Radio and Spreaker.com. Plus live video on Ustream.tv. From the demented minds at ArmedRadioGlobal.com.
Crown Military Miniatures celebrates this holiday season with an enormous selection of new and vintage collector quality toy soldiers. You have to see the photorealistic detail in the World War II armor or the sheer volume of the figures from the American Civil War to the Zulu Wars to the Jacobite Rebellion. If soldiers were there, Crown Military Miniatures has it covered in little men cast and pewter. Veterans, active duty personnel, and military enthusiasts, you have to check out Crown Military Miniatures. Visit them online at crowntoysoldiers.com or visit their store at 88 North Broadway in tax-free Salem, New Hampshire.
Soldiers, sailors, and airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Force, you are about to embark upon the great crusade toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you.
All right, we already heard that. All right, welcome back to the show. We are going to have the dogs bark. Holy cow. Somebody must be showing up. Well, I've been asked to call our young lady here. Let me type this in, 2923-0397. All right. I got to call our society guru, Miss Blanche Magnolia Beauregard. See if she picks up the phone here. Waiting for the phone to ring. That's just, that's my dating life. I just call and wait for the phone to ring. Well, tonight's broadcast is brought to you by E24.pizza. E24.com. Download the app from iTunes or Google Play. Put it in your phone. Put it in the zip code of where you're at. They will find the food near you, and it'll bring food to you. And, oh, God dang it. It's like having a food truck in your pants. I'm trying to get Magnolia Blanche Beauregard on here. She just answered, and I'm in the middle of a commercial, and she hung up. Blanche, are you there? Blanche? Miss Blanche?
This is the wrong number.
This isn't Blanche Beauregard?
No.
Who's this?
Martinez.
Martinez?
Well, congratulations, caller.
Well, congratulations. You're on a radio station right now. How cool is that? You want to say hi to anybody? Shout out? Anything?
My life in the barrio.
You're in the barrio? What? Okay. Well, I guess I could... Well, hold on. I'll just tell her to call me. It's enough of this nonsense.
Did they say that they're in the barrio?
Yeah, it says we're in the barrio.
Okay.
I'm glad that we're so organized. I have no idea.
What number did you call?
I must just type the wrong number in there, I guess. There she is. Please welcome on the Ring Central Celebrity Hotline, Miss Blanche Magnolia Beauregard. How you doing, ma'am?
Mike?
What's wrong?
Mike, I can't talk.
What's wrong, baby?
I'm just calling to say that Blanche is quite upset. I'm just so emotional. I don't even know where to start.
Well, we'll start from the beginning. Tell Mike what's wrong.
Well, I guess I can tell you and your 3 or 4 listeners.
3 or 4? 1.
You know, Mike, about my brief fling with that MMA fighter.
Yeah.
And though it ended,
Yeah.
though it ended badly, I handled it beautifully, didn't I? When all the ugly details came to light, I was a picture of grace under pressure because no one puts Blanche in a cage. And Mike, I single-handedly kept the family business alive after that tiny little spill in the Gulf. It was too likely, really, but I'm the one who saved the day. You know that.
I know that.
My widely read society column has become more and more popular. I'm an excellent writer. I'm humble. And, of course, everything from my pedicure to my coiffure and everything in between is absolutely genuine. Mike, I truly thought everything had sort of come together for me, and I'd gotten so many little hints from the beautiful people. Ellen DeGeneres, Maria Shriver, Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey, really?
Yes.
Did she say anything about me?
I told you that she and I have been rubbing shoulders.
Really?
So, anyway, you can imagine my utter dismay when I realized that Caitlyn Jenner beat me out for Woman of the Year award.
Yes, she did.
This was supposed to be my year, Mike.
It was. It was supposed to be your year.
What is the point of having silky smooth skin that smells like a spring morning in New Orleans if they're going to give that vote for someone who's been a woman less than a year? I mean, she hasn't even been Caitlyn for 12 months. She should be the woman of the .789 year.
Well,
she hasn't even done the whole thing, and I haven't had any fatality accidents. I'm not related to that silly Kanye West.
So you were beat out by a woman who still has her pole vault.
Oh, Mike. It's a tragedy. Frankly, I can't talk about it. I'm afraid an ungracious word is going to pass through my naturally rose-colored lips, and I certainly don't want to be bleeped on the air.
Well, I don't have the capability to bleep anything, so have at it.
Mike, I'm a lady. Big T has made me a double martini, and we are discussing whether I should deal with this setback in Barbados or go to this private island in the Maldives. So let me hold my head up high and say, with all of the graciousness that my mama taught me, congratulations, Caitlyn, on your award. Like, I've got to go.
All right, Ms. Beauregard.
Thank God I have the wide shoulders of Big T, my trusted advisor, to cry on because this is the
Well, have your trusted advisor mix up a pitcher of mint juleps.
Sugar, a mint julep is not strong enough for me tonight. I have to tell you that.
Well, we've got some. Well, it's Whiskey Wednesday. We're here with some bourbon whiskey.
I may be over later. Big T, bless his heart, he tends to fade early. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When you get older, that seems to happen.
Happy Veterans Day. And don't even get me started on that boy that's gone, girl, Chelsea, whatever her face is. I can't even talk about it. Happy Veterans Day to the real veterans. Bye.
Bye, Blanche. Toodles. That is Blanche Magnolia Beauregard, the Armed Radio Global, on the air with Mike Allen, society guru, apparently upset that she was beat out for Woman of the Year by Bruce/Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, Brucey.
Brucey.
Still beating it out with women.
Oh, my God. We're going to take an early break. When we come back, Crazy Joe Pardini, Chuck Lakaida, and we're going to have a lot of fun with that. I think I found, there it is, right there. After the Battle of Gettysburg, of course, Abraham Lincoln wrote many, many beautiful letters, but this one was written in particular to a Mrs. Bixby, who lost some of her family members. And I'll just read you the letter. This was something that was prominently on Saving Private Ryan. And if you haven't been a study of history, and if you haven't studied the writings of our presidents, Abraham Lincoln had a flair for this. So, again, in honor of our veterans, here is Abraham Lincoln's letter to Mrs. Bixby. Dear Madame, I have been shown in the files of the War Department a statement of the Adjutant General of Massachusetts that you are the mother of 5 sons who have died gloriously on the field of battle. I feel how weak and fruitless must be any word of mine which would attempt to beguile you from the grief of a loss so overwhelming. But I cannot refrain from tendering you the consolation that may be found in the thanks of the Republic they died to save. I pray that our Heavenly Father may assuage the anguish of your bereavement and leave you only the cherished memories of the loved and lost, and the solemn pride that must be yours to have laid so costly a sacrifice upon the altar of freedom. Yours very sincerely and respectfully, Abraham Lincoln.
Night Talk with Joe Rocks, 10 p.m. Eastern Thursdays, is now on Ustream TV. Spreaker for replays and live. On Live 365, exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
Are you a gamer? A girl gamer at that? If you're looking for the best hangout point to discuss games, then the right place for you is joystickgirls.com. Meet new gamers, discuss topics, and share hints and tips. Now looking for new members. So sign up today at the new site that keeps getting better and better, joystickgirls.com.
This is Nima. You're listening to Armed Radio, home of the big guns, baby.
Is your wife wicked hot? Or is she just cold? Do you just want to take a hot shower? Call Savino Mechanical for all your heating, hot water, and cooling needs. Savino Mechanical has been servicing Greater Boston and Southern New Hampshire for over a quarter century. Quality 24-hour service, reasonable rates, satisfaction guaranteed, licensed and insured. And remember, at Savino Mechanical, we are not comfortable until you are. Call Savino Mechanical today at 1-855-624-4280. That's 1-855-624-4280. Savino Mechanical.
Brain feeling a bit fuzzy? Might be that show Straight Talk with Matt Hazley. It's on every Monday and Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern. It gets to you. Live audio on TuneIn Radio and Spreaker.com. Plus live video on Ustream.tv. From the demented minds at ArmedRadioGlobal.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by E24.com. Download that bad boy from iTunes or Google Play. Put it in your phone. Put in the zip code of where you're at. They'll find a restaurant near you that will deliver food to you. It's like having a food truck in your pants. Also, what's the other one? HotSauceVault.com. HotSauceVault.com. Just go there. It's worth it. All right, during the commercial break, we had a caller that kept trying to call in during the commercials, but now we have him live. Caller, name, and where are you calling from?
West Coast Dan from the great state of Tacoma.
West Coast Dan.
Yes.
My man. What's going on, man?
I'm just celebrating this Veterans Day, yes. I had a free hamburger at Red Robin's.
A free hamburger at Red Robin's. Oh, because of the thing.
Yes.
Oh, very cool. Let's see if we can get Crazy Joe on here with us. He's been chomping at the bit. So we got to listen to his music. He's that guy. He doesn't have a regular ringtone like the rest of us.
Oh, he's got to get with it, man. He's got to get hip.
What's Joe? Crazy Joe Pardini.
Yes.
Ah, there he is. All right. What the heck are you doing?
Singing.
Okay, stop singing. You're on the air now.
Oh, okay.
Holy cow. All right, on the Ring Central Celebrity Hotline, Crazy Joe Pardini from the great state of Pennsylvania. He's a Philly boy. And West Coast Dan. All right, man, you got your games? I hadn't talked to you before the show. Do you got your games all lined out?
All right, where's Chuck, my boy?
I don't know. I don't know.
So we're ready to play, huh?
We're in the middle of high school playoffs here. So he runs KMAC, and they carry tons of high school football. So he might be busy, but I'll reach out to him here.
You reach out, and you want me to keep singing? I can do that for you.
No, please don't. Please don't keep singing.
God.
No, not at all. No, as a matter of fact, that would be a great idea if you didn't sing at all.
I like your voice, Crazy Joe. Go for it.
Yeah, don't listen to the player to be named later.
What do you say, West Coast fella?
West Coast Dan.
West Coast Dan. Let's put it up to a vote. Democracy.
Well, since this,
I say A or I. One of those vowels.
What are the choices? Yes.
The choices are listen to Crazy Joe sing, or we can get to our football, since last week it took us almost an entire hour.
Yes.
Joe's shenanigans.
I'd rather have a proctology exam.
Thank you. So, and then I carry 2 votes because my name is on the show, so that's 3-2.
Well, you lose. You know why? Because you're not that good at that.
I know I'm not. Well, that's why I got you here.
My name has more syllables.
That's why I have you here.
Actually, Crazy Joe Pardini, West Coast Dan, and Alex
player to be named
late has more syllables than Mike Allen stop. So,
but it's my name on the show.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough.
This is kind of a dictatorship.
Oh, dick.
Nobody wants your penis
and I'm the
potatoes.
And I'm the dictator.
Dick. That's up.
All right, Tater Joe.
Come on, I was listening to some Hinder. Lips of the Angel.
Hinder? All right, Joe, you can just stop. That's enough, Joe.
All right, Joe. Give me the games, Joe. Let's get down to it here.
All right.
I don't want it to be like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning before we get through all this. So let's what games you got for us?
Hey, Junior, there's nothing good this week because Penn State ain't playing this week.
Oh, they got a bye. Who's Michigan playing?
Michigan playing?
I think they're playing Indiana, aren't they?
I don't know. I'll get back to it. What was your record last week?
I have no idea. Not good. Not good because you
I was 3 out of 4.
You constantly remind me all throughout my day via text how good or bad I'm doing. That's how I know I didn't do bad.
I was 3 out of 4. I took Florida State, and they didn't cover, they did cover by the 12, but they lost by 10. I took Oklahoma State. They smoked TCU. I did like, you got me thinking here. Who was the third game? Michigan. I did like Michigan killing Rutgers. You didn't have no chance in that one. And the only team that killed me was Alabama.
Well, who did I pick? I picked Michigan. Wait a minute.
Did you take Michigan over? I thought you took Rutgers.
Are you crazy? I'm never going to pick against Michigan.
I thought you took the 25 or 30 points they were given.
No, not at all. I don't think. They play Indiana. Michigan's playing Indiana this Saturday.
All right, Alex.
What's up?
Do you remember last week's show?
I remember the... Yeah, it was quite the shit show. Yeah, what's up?
So, do you remember Mike there taking Michigan over Rutgers?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, thank you.
With the 35 points?
Yes!
Yeah, he's even if he knows, like, say the Lions were going up against the local high school football team, knowing that the Lions still were going to lose, he would definitely still pick the Lions.
Yeah, pretty much.
He wouldn't put money on it, but he would, with that ounce of hope, like a candle in the corner of a dark room. He'll hold on. He'll hold on to that hope.
Hold on to it. Yeah, we got a caller calling in. Caller, welcome to the show. Name and where you're calling from. You're on the air.
Hi, this is Roland calling from Austin, Texas.
Roland and
it's me, Mike.
Roland was my engineer when I called the Pflugerville Stony Point football game last Friday. Turn your radio down behind you, Roland. We're running a delay.
Yeah.
Turn your radio down. Yeah, turn your radio down in the background there.
Yeah, I know, right? All right, dude. There we go.
There we go. All right. Good deal. Roland also works for KMAC Sports. Chuck will not be able to join us tonight, but he'll join us next week.
Gotcha.
So, good deal.
Yeah.
All right, so Joe, let's now. What are your picks this week?
All right, we're going to go with Duke. Give it 3 to Pittsburgh. Over and under 51.
Duke and Pittsburgh. Let's see. Duke has only 3 losses on the season. They're not ranked. They lost to Northwestern 19-10. They lost to Miami 30-27. I remember that game. That was a close game. And then they got totally blown out by UNC last week. Duke's a basketball school.
Yeah.
Let's see how Pittsburgh's doing.
We're a week early on this, all right?
Pittsburgh is... they got 3 losses. They lost to Iowa, UNC. You know what? I'm going to take Pittsburgh on this one.
And they lost to Notre Dame last week.
Yeah, well, everybody's losing to Notre Dame, so that's not... But with a common foe, UNC just blasted Duke, and it looks like Pittsburgh was in that game. So I'm going to take Pittsburgh on this one. And I'll take the under. I don't think they're going to score that many points. It'll be like 20-7 or something like that.
Who's next?
I got to pick one?
No. Who's next?
Roland, you want to jump on that?
All right. Let's see. We're talking about the ACC, right?
No, we're just ACC. Yes. It's just college ball.
Right. Let's see. What would be an interesting one?
No, the Pittsburgh Duke. Who do you got? I got Pittsburgh.
I want to say, just looking at the resume of both teams, I think I want to say Duke is going to pull one out of this game.
So you take Duke. They're giving +2 to Pittsburgh.
What was that?
They're giving 2. Right? Isn't that right, Joe?
No, 3.
3. So you're taking Duke +3 points.
Yes, sir.
And
I think it'll be.
And the over and under.
Duke is give it 3.
Okay, so you're taking Duke -3.
Yes.
Wow, they got Pittsburgh as the underdog?
Yes, because they're at Duke.
Yeah, but it's a basketball school. How many people are going to be there? Like 9?
It's still football season. Nobody cares about
what did you say last week? What did you say a couple weeks
the marching
ago?
band and some close family friends? I mean, what? They're giving away tickets? What are we doing? Over and under. Over and under is 51. Roland?
What's up?
Over and under is 51. What do you got? Over or under?
I want to say under.
Under?
Sorry.
Okay. Good deal.
Yep.
West Coast Dan, you gonna jump in this one?
Yes, please.
What do you got?
I'm gonna take Pittsburgh in overtime over Duke.
Wow. Calling it.
I'm going to say they're going to win by 7.
Okay. So far we got 2 for
What's the over and under?
Over and under is 51. Dan.
I'm going to say under.
Under. Okay. Alex, the player to be named later.
I'm gonna take Pitt.
Pitt minus the 3?
Yeah, why not?
Pitt minus the 3, over and under 51?
Sure.
Under or over? Total points.
I'm gonna go with over 10 points and quadruple overtime.
Okay, what's the next one?
Well, I'll make this easy. I'm going to take Duke 31-20, and it's going to be a straight, no over and under on it, because it's going to be 51. You see that? Or that just went over your head.
Okay. What are the teams?
All right, next game. Michigan's giving 12 to Indiana, and the over and under is 57.
I'll take Michigan, all the points, and over.
Who's next?
Who's next? Roland, what do you got?
Let's see. You said Michigan, Indiana, right? I'm gonna say Michigan's gonna win, and I think they're gonna win by 14.
So you take
It'll
Michigan.
It'll probably be over.
So you take Michigan minus the points and then over. Okay. Dan?
Indiana is going to win by 3 in double overtime. Yes.
Alex?
We're talking about women's golf, right?
Yeah.
Par 4.
You're talking about parkour. Who's going to be able to parkour better? I'm not sure. Michigan.
You're not sure.
Over under. I didn't even know what that means. So
it means the total points scored in the game.
Hey, I honestly like total. What does that have to do with anything?
It's the total combined points of both teams are over or under 52.
I'm going to make this super simple, as it should be. Michigan wins, no matter one field goal, by point, by half, by battle royale. Michigan. All right.
All right. Joe's going to take Indiana. Michigan will win. In a close game.
So you're gonna take Indiana and the points.
Yes, and Michigan will win, but it'll be a close game because Michigan will be looking ahead to play Penn State.
No, they won't.
Next week. Hey, and I want to throw out something here. Like, I dare you to get your callers to call in. Whoever out there are Michigan fans to call in and say who's going to win the Penn State-Michigan game next week. And if anybody who's listening to me, call in and tell my guest Penn State is going to beat Michigan next week. That was pretty good, wasn't it?
I'm sorry, I fell asleep for a second. What would you say?
That was not funny, Michael.
right, what's the next one?
It'll be funny next week when you're wearing a Penn State Eagle hat. That'll be funny, too.
No, what'll be funny is you wearing a Detroit Lions hat and a Michigan shirt. That's what's going to be funny.
Well, we're moving on to the next game here.
All right, what's the next game?
Michigan State giving 15 to Maryland. The over and under is 56.
Wow. I've got, I'll take Maryland in the points, and I'm going to say it's over. Roland, what do you got?
Let's see, which game is this one?
Michigan State, Maryland.
Michigan State, Maryland. After what happened to Michigan State, they're going to probably play pretty pissed off. So I'm going to say it's going to be Michigan State, and it's going to be over the spread.
They're going to cover the spread?
Yes.
All right, Dan?
I'm going to say Maryland, and it's going to be under.
Under? How many overtimes?
Yeah. No, it's not going to go to overtime.
It's not going to go to overtime. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Michigan State, best 2 out of 3, and rock, paper, scissors.
All right, so rock, paper, scissors. Okay, what's the next one, Joe?
Well, Joe said Michigan State.
I got one. Can I pick one? You got Michigan State plus what?
36-20.
36-20. So you got Michigan State to cover and over.
Yeah.
Now let me pick the last one. Can I pick the last one?
Go ahead.
Oklahoma at number 6 Baylor.
Yay! I'm glad you said that.
Number 12 Oklahoma at number 6 Baylor.
Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma is going to expose them. Of course, that's my team. But I mean, I'm not knocking Baylor. They got a great offense, but without their star quarterback. But the backup quarterback is really good. It's going to be very interesting, especially playing in Waco. I think this is going to be a under, and I think Oklahoma is going to pull it off with 3. And I want to say, with this being a big game, it probably might go into double overtime.
Right now, the spread is 2.5 points. They've got Baylor favored by 58.1%, and the over and under is at 77. I got this game. Go ahead, Dan.
I'm going to say Oklahoma's going to win in a game that sees mixed snow and rain. Yes.
Mixed snow and rain in Texas. Well, I'm right near Waco, so we might get some of that. Alex?
Yes.
Hey, is that this weekend?
That is this weekend.
Is that a joke about the mixed snow and rain?
No, he wasn't joking. West Coast Dan does not joke about anything. He's the most serious person on this radio show.
I'm going to say
that's true.
Oklahoma, because all of Central Texas seems to shut down whenever there's a little bit of ice on the road for whatever reason. So Baylor might not even show up. So,
and it's in Baylor,
and it's in there. They're like,
they might not make the walk. Yeah.
The news guy said that I have cleats on. I have a sensitive spleen. I don't want to slip and fall, so I can't. News guy said don't go outside.
It'll give them the sniffles. They go outside. All right, Joe. Crazy Joe, what you got, man?
I will take Oklahoma
to cover.
With the over.
Ooh, with the over.
Yes.
Oklahoma with the over. All right, I'm going to take Baylor to cover, and I got the over. That's what I got.
So what's next on our list?
Well, I think that's it for college. When we come back, let's do some. Now, this is how we do it here, Roland. You have to mute your phone, so we can't hear you coughing and hacking and yelling at people in the background. But you can hear. You can hear. You can hear all the commercials and stuff. going. Okay, so just listen to the commercials, and when we come back, we'll go into the NFL. And we'll pick this weekend's NFL, and since next weekend is Thanksgiving, I know I'll be here Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. But Joe will be here, so we'll pick the thing. We'll save the Thanksgiving picks for Thanksgiving. So stick around. We'll be right back with more Crazy Joe Pardini, West Coast Dan, Roland Rodriguez from K-Max Sports, and the player to be named later, Alexander. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Armed Radio Global Network. We'll be right back. You're on the air.
Crown Military Miniatures celebrates this holiday season with an enormous selection of new and vintage collector quality toy soldiers. You have to see the photorealistic detail in the World War II armor or the sheer volume of the figures from the American Civil War to the Zulu Wars to the Jacobite Rebellion. If soldiers were there, Crown Military Miniatures has it covered in little men cast and pewter. Veterans, active duty personnel, and military enthusiasts, you have to check out Crown Military Miniatures. Visit them online at crowntoysoldiers.com or visit their store at 88 North Broadway in tax-free Salem, New Hampshire.
Route 106 Motors is the home of fine pre-owned vehicles. Experience a no-pressure sale with a family-friendly atmosphere. Route 106 Motors has been practicing the same simple philosophy of low prices for over a decade, and it has brought us great success. Recently, while other dealers are closing their doors, Route 106 Motors is expanding. We are a wholesale dealer, and we own the property and pay cash for all the vehicles. This allows us to sell to the consumer for a lot less than the average dealership. We are a high-volume, small-profit dealer, and we pass the savings on to you. New changes have been made at Route 106 Motors. Stop by and check out our brand-new building. Route 106 Motors, located at 569 West Street. Check our website at route106motors.com and be sure to like us on Facebook to find out about all the latest deals and savings opportunities. route106motors.com.
Need a dose of raw reality radio? Listen in to Night Talk with Joe Rocks every Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on Armed Radio Global, with audio replays on Spreaker and live feed video on Ustream.tv. Or call in live to Night Talk with Joe Rocks at 1-866-225-5401, Thursdays, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Hey there, all you creepy people. This is Kevin Wayne from Portland, Oregon. You're listening to Armed Radio, home of the big guns.
Are you ready to take your webpage to the next level? Go to icegram.com and download for free all the tools you will need to enhance your webpage content for potential customers, clients, or fans. Capture leads, call your audience to action, skyrocket conversation and engagement with action bars, pop-ups, toast notifications, message boxes, overlays, and sidebars. Head on over to icegram.com for your free download. That's icegram.com. Bottom line, you'll love it.
Hey everybody, this is Jimmy.
And this is Paul.
We are hosting a new show called Pod Talk, politically offensive talk.
It's going to be about politics, religion, the presidential race, current events.
We're going to have some guests that come on, hopefully Donald Trump himself. Wishful thinking.
No, we're going to have Hillary on.
But that would be nice. I'd love to get a hold of Hillary.
I know I ain't fucking that.
So come and join us on Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern, right after Night Talk with Joe Rocks.
Armed Radio Global presents its new 2015 Talk at Night lineup.
Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern, Spot On with Lino and Tom.
Straight Talk with Matt Hazley. Mondays and Fridays, 10 p.m. Eastern.
On Tuesdays, Talk Time with Val, 8 p.m. Eastern, followed by High Five at 10 p.m. Eastern with Johnny and Mikey.
Wednesdays on the air with Mike Allen, 10 p.m. EST, and Thursdays Night Talk with Joe Rocks, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Join the talk now on Ustream TV. Replays on Spreaker, exclusively on Armed Radio Global.
welcome back to the show. This weekend in San Antonio, Texas, Premier Combat Group will be putting on Premier Combat Group 28. We'll be ring-announcing that event. We have about 15 fights lined up. If you're in the area of San Antonio, we're at the Cowboys Dance Hall and Theater. Holds about 4,000, and it's going to be packed. Immediately after our event, we will be showing live on the big screen Ronda Rousey and Holly Holmes live from UFC. Two undefeated gals going at it, and everybody knows who Ronda Rousey is. She is bad to the bone.
I hope that Rouse, the other gal, I hope
she wins.
I hope she wins.
You don't like Ronda Rousey?
Not anymore.
Why? What? Oh, because you like Bernie Sanders?
Because, yeah.
So what?
I mean...
So what does that have to do with anything?
It has to do with everything.
God. Still kick your ass.
Yeah, but I'll be more economically literate so I can walk around with that.
Joining me live on the Ring Central Celebrity Hotline, Crazy Joe Pardini, Roland Rodriguez from K-Max Sports, and West Coast Dan in the Central Texas Man Cave. Player to be named later, Alex. Let's go to the NFL, folks.
All right there, Michael. All right, let's get this show on the road. So, tomorrow night's game.
Buffalo
and Jets.
Buffalo and New York, yeah.
Jets are giving 3 to Buffalo. Over and under is 43.5.
Right now, Buffalo, the matchup predictor and ESPN.com, they're giving it to the Jets, 58.2%.
So what do you think tonight? You're the man. I give you all confidence. This week we will not harass Mike.
Why are you going off in line?
Well, you know, this game is like, you know, picking a turd up from the clean end. You know what I'm saying?
But, Mike, can I give a little insight on this game?
Well, it's Rob Ryan's first return back to New York.
Yes, I was going to say that.
The Bills are 2-1 away. New York is 3-1 away. Bills are 4-4. Jets are 5-3. God dang.
Sounds like going to be a pretty close matchup tomorrow night.
You know what? I'm going to take the Bills plus the points under.
I'm going to say Buffalo, and I'm going to say over.
Roland Rodriguez, K-Max Sports, you got the Buffalo and over. Yep. West Coast Dan.
Based on my preference for Ted Nugent's Great White Buffalo, I'm going to pick Buffalo.
Isn't that song about cocaine?
What's the score?
Pretty much.
Okay, we get.
How many overtimes?
Well, get the score out of.
How many overtimes you got, Dan?
Just one overtime.
One overtime.
Yeah.
Okay. Alex?
I wasn't
All right, who's next?
Yep, who's next?
Alex,
Good call, Joe.
Alex doesn't want to play anymore.
I'm not even going to remember.
All right.
Next week, so whatever.
All right, Joe, what you got?
I say Buffalo, and Coach Ryan is going to be real pissed because he was fired by the Jets, and I see Buffalo trying to put it on him, hammering the Jets. I see it 33-15.
So you got the over.
Yes.
Okay. So pretty much I'll pick Buffalo in the over. Okay, what's the next one?
All right, I want to give a little insight on this little next game. The last time New England was undefeated and lost to somebody, and I'm going to ask Mike the question. Or everybody who wants to jump in. Last time New England went undefeated and lost in the Super Bowl.
They lost to New York.
Who was the team who beat them?
They lost to New York, the Giants.
And that's who they're playing this Sunday afternoon.
Right now, the Giants have a 24% chance of winning on the matchup predictor. They have 8 points, 8.5 points, and the over and under is 54.5. I will take the Patriots all day long, plus the points, and I'll take it over.
I'm going to agree with Mike on that one. New York is very dysfunctional, even though they got a decent lead in the pathetic NFC East. I want to say they're going to cover, and it's going to be over.
Yeah, this is the Tom Brady revenge tour, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, ever since the Deflategate scandal, it seems like he's playing on a whole nother level just to be spite of everybody.
Yep.
That's the way I'm looking at his play of style right now. It's just,
I don't see him losing.
defying all logic.
I don't see him losing. I really don't. I absolutely do not see the Patriots losing the game this year.
I actually would agree with that, because I think if they do go all the way to the Super Bowl, I don't think they're going to fall flat like they did back in, 2008 when they lost that match.
Yeah. They went in a little overconfident because the Giants weren't even supposed to be there, and that bit them in the ass.
Right.
But let's look at if they win tomorrow, or if they win on Sunday. Here's the remainder of their schedule: Bills, Broncos, Eagles, Texans, Titans, Jets, Dolphins.
Bills,
Titans, out
Eagles,
of all
Broncos.
those games, the only team that I think could beat them is the Dolphins, only because they're the only team ever to go undefeated.
True that.
And they play them last. That's going to be a great game. And it's at Miami. So that place is going to be rocking and rolling. But by that time, the Patriots are going to have home field advantage in the first week bye anyway. So,
Yeah.
Now it's going to be Belichick. Do I go for the undefeated season, or do I pull my starters But that's the remaining schedule. There's nobody. There's nobody. The Broncos.
Mike, can I ask you a question?
Broncos are good, but the Broncos' defense isn't all that great. Right now, or the Broncos. I'm sorry, the Broncos' offense isn't that great. The defense is what's saving them.
That's true. That's very true. I've never seen Peyton Manning struggle like this ever. It's almost like he's playing like a rookie.
Yeah. So I don't see it. I don't see anybody stopping him. But I got the Patriots all day long on this one. Dan?
I'm going to say for the rest of the season, the Patriots are going to play their second stringers.
Just to rub it in even more.
Yes, and they're going to be well rested for the first round of the playoffs. Yes.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
All the first stringers are going to come back with cans from Jamaica.
Yeah, you're going to go hang out. Yeah.
Yes.
They're going to have a mini off season in between.
Yeah, do a little 7-on-7.
They're going to go Bob Marley in Jamaica. Yes.
Yeah, do a little 7-on-7. Yeah.
7-on-7. What do you mean?
The 7-on-7 is quarterbacks and receivers. It's a game that originated out of Texas. Matter of fact, the head coach of our Hutto Hippos started it back in the late 1990s to keep his quarterbacks and receivers in shape, running routes. And he started a league called 7-on-7, and it's just those 7 players. Quarterback and receivers, there's no linemen, there's no and defensive backs. So it's just passing routes and stuff like that, and they make a game of it. And they have here in Texas, they actually have state championships. But it's like a practice game. It's a game to hone your skills as a quarterback and receiver.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. All right, Joe, who you got?
I got the New England smoking them up from left side to the right side. And then the Eagles will jump right in the first place. Yes.
So we know your motivation now.
I'm motivation of this part. So, Mike, get back to the, what you call it, quick. It's that Dolphin-New England game Sunday nighter.
Hold on. Let me see. I think it might be. Or it may be Monday night. Hold on. No, it's a noon game on CBS. On the 3rd.
Shit. I would think it's a late game.
Nope,
It might switch.
It's a noon. Well, if they're undefeated, they might switch it.
Yeah, because is Miami almost in the playoffs or no?
Oh, I don't know. They're doing okay right now.
What's the record?
Who do they play this week? They play Philadelphia. Let's go to that game next. They're 3-5.
I was going to say that for the next round of. I had something for you next.
They're 3-5, and right now your Eagles have a 71.2% chance of winning. The spread is 7. So it's Miami plus 7. The over and under is 48.
All right, Mike, you're first in the box. This is your show.
All right, I'm going to take Miami in the points, and I'm going to say it's over.
Is there a snowstorm? Is there a snowstorm involved in this travel?
Nope. Actually, there is. There's a snowstorm called Sue.
Yes.
And a beat-up Philadelphia offensive line that's been getting lucky.
Ain't that the truth?
and a very young, very inexperienced Miami Dolphins offense who, up until their head coaching change, was not very happy, but under the new interim head coach, they are undefeated. So there's that.
Who's next?
Yes.
Roland.
I'm going to pick, let's see, knowing how both teams are playing, I'm gonna pick the Dolphins. I'm gonna pick them covering, and then I'm gonna say under.
Here's some more stats for you to think about there, Joe.
No, we got West Coast yet.
Hold on. Let me,
West Coast yet.
I know, but West, before West Coast makes this pick on how many overtimes we're going to have, Ryan Tannehill is 192 for 299, 2,237 yards on the season, 13 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Sam Bradford is 195 for 310, 2,061 yards, 10 TDs and 10 interceptions. Just thought I'd throw that in there.
Yeah. Try to sway my bet, but that's all right. Go ahead, West Coast.
I'm going to go with Miami and over 47.
So we're all picking against you, Joe.
No, I want to hear how many overtimes this is going to last.
I think it'll come down to a last-second field goal.
Last-second field goal?
Yes.
Is there a dapper dad running on the field?
Yeah, I would back in the 70s, yes. That'd be a streaker, yes.
Free pizza from Dom.
Okay, Joe. Hold on, Joe. Hold on, buddy. I'm going to give you a little bit of inspiration here because this is tough. Everybody is picked against your Eagles. Everybody. Everybody. It's all up to you now. Are you going to bet against your team? Come on, Joe. What you got, buddy?
Hey, I was gonna give you a little insight. I was going to this game this weekend, but I couldn't make it this weekend. But I am going with my Birds to win this game this weekend. It's gonna be close, tight, after that tough battle we had with Dallas because the referees tried to give it to us, but we came through with flying colors.
Okay, so you got the Eagles. Are you going to take the points or are you going to go straight up?
I'm going to take the. Well, I'm going with my Eagles to win, but it's going to be a close game.
Oh, so what are you going to do with the points then?
Well, I don't care who gets the points. I'm just going.
Oh, you're just. Oh, okay. All right. So you're going to pick the Eagles in a squeaker. You're going to throw out the points. What's the over and under? Come on, I'm giving you inspiration here. Can you hear the? Hold on. Hold on. Let's give you some more inspiration here. So you're gonna? They're not gonna cover?
We're not gonna cover because Miami's playing good defense, and I don't like Sam Bradford, and I wouldn't be surprised next year if Colin Kaepernick ain't on an Eagle uniform. I'm going to throw that out there, too.
Colin Kaepernick?
I heard about that from my brother.
Oh, they might bring him in, yeah.
And a little even interesting situation. If Sam Bradford gets... This is his last year on the contract, right?
Yeah, he signed a 1-year contract.
Yeah, so he might even go to San Fran, too. And they might package DeMarcus Murray out there.
Holy cow.
Wow, my 49ers might be back in the swing of things.
Because we have two great running backs, it's Sproles and Matthews. So DeMarcus. So that makes things interesting.
So basically, what you're saying is, you take the Dolphins to cover.
Yes, not to win, to cover. Because we had that big...
No, wait a minute. I just want to make sure, because I never bet against my teams. I am a stalwart fan.
We're looking ahead.
So you just said... You just said...
ahead to next week.
I live in the present. Now, next weekend's show is going to be all about you and me, buddy. I'm not lining up any guests. We're not going to talk about politics. We're going to line up right out the gate, and we are going to go at it for the 2 or 3 hours. I feel like I'm going to cut it off here as soon as we're done here at 2 hours tonight. But I'm telling you, we're focused on this weekend. You just bet against your own team, Joe.
You want me? I will take my Eagles, and I love my Eagles because I'm wearing an Eagles shirt right now. I got an Eagles football hanging over my bed. I got Eagles pictures all over the place. And I'll make it interesting. I'll take the Eagles.
Hold on, maybe...
winning by 10.
Hold on, maybe I was playing the wrong song. Hold on.
The Dolphins, the greatest football team. We take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. We're in the air, we're on the ground, we're always...
I had the wrong song. See, I was trying to... I didn't know you were going to bet against your own team. Like, hold on.
I'm not betting against my team, baby. I'm just saying, hey, we're looking ahead to Detroit.
Uh-huh.
And we're looking ahead to Detroit where we take it out.
Say that again. I couldn't quite hear you. What did you say?
Hey, you remember next week, baby, when the Eagles win, you better pray. You better get down on your beautiful legs and hands and knees and say, Penn State, please don't show up this weekend because I do not want to wear an Eagles jersey with a Penn State hat. Because remember, the Eagles in Detroit will be first. Penn State and Michigan will be the final game.
Yep. Yeah, I know.
So when you're eating that Thanksgiving turkey and when them Eagles fly into Detroit and steal the turkey,
it's not going to happen.
Fly on out.
It's not going to happen.
How many wins you got, Mike? How many wins do you have?
I got at least as many as you.
Brother.
Hey, I got at least as many as you. All right, guys.
Me and my brother. Tell me how many wins you got.
All right, guys. All right, well, thanks for joining us.
I want to ask you, who are you playing this week?
I don't remember. I didn't even write it down.
Green Bay Packers are playing this week, and they're coming in on a 2-game losing streak.
I know.
Green Bay.
Well, we suck. I mean, Detroit sucks. They're horrible. Absolutely horrible.
So let's add this to our list. Green Bay is giving Detroit 11.5 points.
I'll take Detroit.
Come on. Over and under 48.
I'll take
Who are you taking?
Detroit
Mike.
plus the points over.
Are you saying Detroit's going to pull that magical upset?
No, they're going to cover.
Yes.
I want to hear what West Coast Dan says. We got to throw it to West Coast Dan.
I'm going to say Detroit does pull off the upset by 7 points.
Roland?
And if they don't, I'm going to run naked in Seattle. That's what I'm going to do. Yes.
Hey, Mike, you heard the bet, right?
Yeah.
So if Detroit don't win by 70 points, he's going to run around Seattle. So we have to get proof of this information, right?
Yeah, well, he's going to have to videotape it and then send it to me, and I'll put it up on the show page.
So,
all right, well, hey, guys,
I'm thinking our listeners a little insight on West Coast Dan.
Hold on.
Me and West Coast Dan.
Joe,
Me and West Coast Dan betted on something.
Joe.
He said he was going to take Maryland to win the NCAA tournament. And he said if they lost, he was going to run around Seattle. And I said, Kentucky is going to win. You know what happened? Kentucky won the NCAA tournament.
Did he run naked?
Dapper Dan never ran around naked in Seattle either.
Oh, well, you guys take that up. Hey, that's your fight. But hey, guys, we're over. I got to end the show. I'm ending early.
Oh, okay.
I'm done.
All right.
We will see you next Wednesday. For those of you that want to show up. All right, Joe.
Pretty fun.
Yeah, hey, Roland, you're welcome anytime, man, if you want to come on. We start at 9 o'clock. I know you got a show. Why don't you tell people about your show? It's a little earlier on KMAC.
Yeah, we have a local sports talk show called No Distractions. We actually cover a little bit of the local. Basically, what we mean by local is anything that's in the great state of Texas. But that's our first segment and a half. And then the rest of our segment, we cover sports topics from around the nation and like some even around the globe. And then we finish our show with a segment called Fix Your Stupid, which is basically a segment about players or anything that's non-sports related that's just like so stupid or so dumb you're just like, what the hell are they even thinking? But we have it every Wednesday from 7 to 8:30 or 7 to 8. We usually try to keep it within that time frame. So if you guys want to tune in, just go to kmacsports.com and click on the No Distractions sports link and just listen to us every week. And we even have some older shows archived.
So it's kind of like what we're doing here, but local.
Right.
Yeah. But this is a national show. Yours is a local show.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
And it's been. I do appreciate the invite when we worked together this past Friday for the Pflugerville Stony Point game. This is a pretty awesome show, man.
Oh, I appreciate it. Well, you guys, I told Chuck, you guys will have to make it into the man cave.
Because I definitely will have to make it out there.
We drink and stuff. So we're all right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. I got a little tribute. If you guys want to go ahead and hang up and log in, I got a little tribute, last tribute for the veterans. But thank you so much for joining us. It's Crazy Joe Pardini from Philly. See you, Joe.
All right, my friend.
All right, buddy. And then West Coast Dan. And again,
always a pleasure. Yes.
And Roland, thank you for joining us. Roland from KMAC Sports. You can hear his show before mine on kmac.com. Just click on the link, No Distractions. And I'll talk to you soon, sir. Good luck with your games this weekend, your playoff games this weekend.
Yes, thank you very much. Take care.
All right, buddy. And West Coast Dan. We'll see you next week.
Always a pleasure talking with you, yes.
We'll see you next week, brother.
Oh, okay.
All right, man. All right, well, that's it for me. But before we go, I am going to, this whole time we've been honoring our veterans and honoring those who served, because this is Veterans Day, or at least it is for another 45 minutes. And what I'd like to do now, as a veteran, I fought in the 91 Gulf War with the 3rd Armored Division. And our war was very violent. It was very short, less than a day long. We killed many, many people, and we didn't lose, but I think we lost like 27, so it was very one-sided. I was very blessed to be with the units that we were with. A far cry from the battles that our service members are fighting now over there in Afghanistan and Iraq. And just my opinion, 2 places we should never be. Those people need to learn how to work it out themselves, in my opinion. But for all the veterans, I want to thank you personally. We've been drinking a whiskey in your honor all night. And as we leave you tonight, on the air, would like to say a special thanks to all the veterans of all the services. And happy birthday to the Marine Corps, by the way, as they celebrate their 240th anniversary. Or birthday, something very important to the Redlegs. I was a soldier. I wasn't a Marine, but a lot of respect for those guys. So, and what I'd like to do is close out the show with a musical tribute and the prayer of my people, the Norse prayer. Lo, there do I see my father. Lo, there do I see my mother, and my brothers and my sisters. Lo, there do I see the line of my people back to the beginning. Lo, they call to me. They bid me take my place among them in the halls of Valhalla, where thine enemies have been vanquished, where the brave shall live forever. Nor shall we mourn but rejoice for those that have died the glorious death.
All the money that e'er I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm I've ever done, alas, it was to none but me, and all I've done for want of wit to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be to you all. So fill to me the parting glass, and drink a health whate'er befalls. Then gently rise and softly call, good night and joy be to you all. Of all the comrades that e'er I had, they're sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I had, they'd wish me one more day to stay. But since it fell into my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently ride.